I have in the studio with me Tim Smith, Haley, Kaylin, Amanda, Grace, and their awesome photographer Doug from the Allen County Llama Lovers 4-H Club. Hi guys, how are you?
Doing great.
And so I want to talk about vision, the visionary, and what you guys do to kind of bless Fort Wayne and the Allen County with. Let's start with the visionary, Tim Smith.
Hi, thank you, Gena. 4-H is a program that I never really thought I'd get involved in because we were suburbanites for the most part. But we found out you don't have to be a traditional farmer to join and participate in 4-H. There's so many different subjects, from almost any animal to the STEM programs to the arts and crafts and collections, on and on and on. The list is just massive. And it covers all age groups from kindergarten through 12th grade. 4-H is the largest nationally sponsored youth development program, with programs in the majority of the neighborhoods, schoolyards, and rural communities throughout the nation. Personally, I've seen almost all of the Tufts University markers that they've studied about 4-H, and such as nearly 2 more times likely to get better school grades when you participate in 4-H growing up. You are nearly 2 times more likely to plan to go to college if you've been involved with 4-H. The thing that really stands out to me is that the kids that are involved in this program use a learn by doing approach to find innovative ways and with proven results, but 41% of the kids involved are less likely to engage in risky behaviors, and 25% more likely to positively contribute to their families and their communities. In my experience, my daughter, Amanda, who's with us today, started out just going to a farm with friends to see about the llama program, to see the cute llamas, and came home begging to do this, and having my reservations about the first time she stepped in something yucky as to how long this was going to last.
How many years later have you involved, Amanda?
This will be my 13th year involved with llamas.
Oh, wow.
First as a 4-H'er and now as a leader in our club.
Okay.
So it's, as you can see, it does work. Amanda did go to college. Amanda was successful in school. Amanda does continue to participate in events with 4-H to help promote the community, as well as bring other families and get kids involved.
Let me just ask you this: is Amanda the reason that you're involved?
Yes. I just kind of, you as a 4-H parent, you tend to just. You go with your child to the meetings, you sit in the background, but you can't help but learn what to do or how to help out. And then there are times when you're needed, if it's nothing as simple as just being a barrier to get a llama up to be haltered and ready to go, to help, catching them out of the fields, to just standing there and being somebody to pet a llama, that kind of thing. I mean, but then you get into the whole 4-H program is about learning. It's not just about the llama, it's the whole project.
Right.
And the kids have to, and when we come up to the fair, which is the last week of July every year, the kids have to show what they've learned, and the parents and the leaders have to step back. We keep the kids safe, we keep the animals safe, we keep the public safe, but it's the kids who are running the show.
Right. So wait a minute, but I want to back up even again. So when you started, Amanda, then was it the llamas that attracted you to 4-H? What was it?
Well, initially I got interested because I had a friend who was in 4-H and begged me to come try it because he was always showing me pictures of his llamas and telling me how awesome it was.
Yeah.
So I tried it out and went to the farm with him, saw his llama, was kind of afraid of them, and then his mom drug me on a PR outing, much like what we do with our kids all the time now.
Okay.
And we took the llamas to I think it was Crossroads here in Fort Wayne. I don't even remember. It's been years. It was a Christmas caroling event. And I had to take a llama, and I'd never touched a llama other than petting his before. And I was in charge of taking this llama and walking it around and singing Christmas carols with it. And I had so much fun. We took the llama in the back of a minivan, which freaked me out.
In the back of a minivan?
Yeah, we took him 2 of them in the back of a minivan. It was great.
Oh, wow.
It was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever done. But we did it, and it was fun. And I asked my mom if I could do it, and she told me no the first year. So then the second year I asked again, and she said yes. And I got there and didn't want to get dirty, but learned that it was kind of part of the job. With my, what was it, my frilly pink boots, you like to call them, Dad?
Yeah, she asked, they obviously learn they have to have boots or some kind of shoe that they can, that's going to get dirty.
Icky, okay.
And my experience had been, let's just get the rubber mud boots and be done with it, rinse them off at the end of the day and be done with it. And she's like, I wouldn't be caught dead in those.
So you had to be fashionable too, huh?
I spent all my time with my friends at the mall or out shopping and hanging out with my family doing that kind of stuff. I'd never set foot on a farm before. So yeah, that's all I cared about.
I lost the battle of design, and fashion. So she ended up with the pink fuzzy frilly boots. And I thought, this is going to go over well the first time she comes home with her mother with that pink fuzzy fur full of llama yuck. And that just kind of, from there, it just kind of morphed into, we just all kind of got involved.
Now you own llamas.
We did. The first 2 years, I was able to lease an animal through the club, which is a great opportunity. You don't have to live on a farm to be in 4-H and have a llama. You can lease from other farms. Like, we have several kids that lease animals from us. And you get to go home every night to your house in town. And when you want to come out and work with the llamas, you come out to the farm and do all the fun stuff that we do with llamas.
It's so much more. Yeah. Let me tell you a little bit about how I got attached to you guys, this group of awesome 4-H club members. I was at the library. And as I was pulling up, I was in a rush to go in, and I saw, actually I thought they were camels, I'm sorry.
Common.
And then I said, what are they doing with those camels? Wait a minute, those are not camels because they don't have the humps. And I came up to you guys, and someone said, you want to pet it? And my first thoughts were, well, do they bite? And I think that was Kaylee, who says they don't bite, they don't have top teeth. And I'm thinking they're pretty big, they probably have to do something to eat. But I said, okay, well, do they spit? And I think one of the young ladies said they don't spit. And you want to tell me about what they do when how they protect themselves?
Yeah, so llamas don't really spit unless they're bothered. So typically it's other llamas who will spit at llamas. And if you treat a llama with respect, then you don't have to worry about them spitting or biting you.
Okay. And and what was shared with me also at that time is that they're pets, just like, what are they comparable to? What kind of pets?
Well, they're really friendly, kind of like a dog, and sometimes they kind of remind me of a cat because cats are kind of quiet sometimes, and cats like to observe, and llamas like to observe too.
Yes.
Llamas don't like to do anything they don't want to do, so that's kind of how I compare them to a cat.
They are very much like
their
a cat.
Idea.
Okay.
But they're trainable like a dog, and then people have them for long term, kind of like a horse, I guess. They live like 20 to 25 years.
Do they really?
Yeah. So there's not really an end product like with other livestock that you think about, like cattle and pigs and goats and sheep. So they produce their wool and their show animals and their pets, and we use them for therapy and taking them out in the community and stuff like that. So they're an animal you have for a long time, and you get to bond and build a relationship with.
Oh, so, okay. So, Haley, what do you like about participating, and what do you like about the llamas?
I like the llamas because like they're fun to work with. Like, they are unpredictable. Some days they'll be good, and some days they won't. And
did you have any fear when you started?
Kind of. Like, I just thought I thought they looked fun, but I was just a bit scared.
'Cause they're huge.
Yeah.
And they just kind of stare at you like, what do you want? that's the impression that I get. What do you want? So that's cool. Okay, I kind of stepped in because I really wanted talk about your experiences at the when you go out in the community and share your experiences. What is that about?
So
this is Grace talking.
So going out into the community, it's about educating people about llamas and kind of breaking myths about llamas, because a popular one is how they like to spit a lot, which is not true.
Okay. What other myths? are there?
Another one is how llamas and alpacas are the same thing, which they really aren't.
Okay.
They're kind of a different animal. They have similarities, but one is that what difference of them is that an alpaca is smaller than a llama and a llama is bigger.
But they're in the same family?
Yes, they're
Okay.
in the camelid family.
Okay. All right.
One of the more common things that we run into, is like Grace says. They talk about. Most people are familiar with one or the other. There's actually 4 different animals, 2 of which we don't see in North America very often. There's the llama, the alpaca, the guanaco, and the vicuña. The vicuñas are not being exported at all out of South America. Of all the 4 South American camelids, they're considered a very premium animal. Their wool is very high. It's like the difference between Angora wool and sheep's wool. I mean, it's just the South American governments have all agreed that that's something they want to have and they want to handle.
Okay.
Guanacos are a relative. I'm not sure of where, but they're also a pack animal like the llamas. They're much larger than llamas most of the time, and their wool is much shorter.
And when you say a pack animal, what does that mean?
They actually are used for carrying things in native areas of South America. They're used frequently to carry goods from point A to point B. There's actually, again, without doing all the detailed research, there is a hike-in hotel in the Appalachian Mountains. I believe it's somewhere either in Georgia or South America, North Carolina, that general area, but you have to hike in to be there. There is no road. And they get all of their supplies by what they call llama train. And this is pack llamas that are strung together from animal to animal, and they're led up the trail to carry everything in, and on the other side, carry everything out that's waste or not used. That's one of the things that we've been able to see happen. We've also seen llamas used in golf courses to carry golf bags.
Here in America?
Here in America, yeah. And then, of course, the recreational uses of them as a pack animal, they're more likely to be allowed into the federal parks because the way a llama's foot is built, similar to a dog or a cat with a pad and nails rather than a hoof like a horse or a mule, they don't tear up the ground on the trails. So they're more, they will let them go through. Well, they'll tell people with horses, no, sorry. They damage the ground and the grass won't grow and that kind of stuff. So, they've over the years that have been imported, they've become more and more useful as well as not just as show animals, but as to their normal what they've been used in their natural environment before they came to in the United States.
That's cool. So, Kaylee, do you groom the llamas? Are you able to groom the llamas? What's the favorite part of participating in the club?
Yes, we do groom them, and probably my favorite thing that I participate in is doing like obstacles, like jumping up or jumping on over things and stepping up on things.
Now, you teach them to do that?
Yes,
Nice.
we do teach them.
Do you own one of your own?
Yes, I do.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you want to go back into I had to jump into the llamas. You want to talk more about how your llamas participate in 4-H?
The llamas are, there's 4 or 5 basic things that we do when we go to shows. One of them is about how the animal appears. We call it halter classes.
Okay.
And that is how the animal body shape and we call it conformation is to the standards, current standards. How long their neck is to their back, to how long their legs are, where their tail comes off of the back side of the llama. All kinds of things go into that. The other part is the other 4 parts have more to do with how the llamas are trained and how the handlers show. And that's my favorite is showmanship, which is about how the handlers present the animal to the public as if they were even presenting them to be sold. And
is that what these guys do?
That's what these guys do.
You guys are handlers, huh?
So,
nice.
Grace, why don't you tell them what showmanship involves for you?
So showmanship, it's about showing your animal to the best of your ability, and it's about how you talk to a judge. You want to be respectful and talk in complete sentences. And then it's also about a relationship with your llama and making sure your llama can know your calls and like what you to like respond to standing still and that sort of thing.
And do you own a llama?
Yes, I do.
Is it a female or a male?
He is a boy.
And what's his name?
His name's Avatar.
Avatar. What about yours, Haley?
Mine is named Vincent.
Vincent?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. What's the most exciting thing for you, Amanda, about this whole process?
One of my favorite things, are you referring to like as far as shows or just the whole process of
The
it being
whole
involved
process,
for
or
us, 4-H?
anything you want to share.
Okay. I think the biggest thing that I find value in is teaching other people about llamas and getting other people involved with llamas. I know exactly why I love llamas and I know why they're so awesome, but to help other people see that too is so much fun.
Why? Why do you love them, or why are they so
Why do I
awesome?
love them? They're smart. They take interest in you. They're curious. They're unique. How many times do you go down the street and see a llama? I mean, you did that one day.
That's right.
But that doesn't
Just
happen
about
very
freaked out.
often. So, we train them to do things and we build bonds with them where they trust us to do things they've never done before when we go through an obstacle course. And I don't know any other animal other than maybe a dog that I've ever experienced that I had that kind of bond with. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's the I think that's the best part of the whole thing is it's not just an animal that you can pet me when I'm ready for you to pet me, or I'll walk with you when I feel like walking with you. When we halter the llama that we're training or that we've been using, they respond to us and we respond to them. And they were talking about the obstacle courses. There's 3 different obstacle courses that we take these llamas through, and obstacles can be anything from jumps and bridges and ramps and teeter-totter boards. There's just all kinds of things.
They sit on the teeter-totter?
They walk.
They walk
across
it,
it?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And as they walk across the board tips, and we train them not to jump when that happens, but to just keep walking. We have one of my favorites when I'm building obstacle courses. I like the water. I like to do anything with water, and a llama packing and may have to cross a stream or something wider maybe, or walk through lots of mud. I like to make a water obstacle that's actually something that simulates that. And but we've been to courses where they set them up like locker rooms, and you're walking through the showers in a locker room. The water's coming at you from all kinds of different directions.
And you don't know that that's what you're going to do until you get there?
Basically, no.
So
you
they
get
really have to trust you.
Yeah, and and when we find something that we've never done before, that means that we've got something new to teach our animals when we get back to our home.
Cool.
It's just and watching, for me as a leader, watching the kids that we've trained go through and with their animals, and even when I'm designing the courses, I try to design things that may make them trip up on something. Mm-hmm. The kids handling that, they've learned to handle that. They've learned how to maneuver their llama. The llama may stop and hesitate before they do it, but yet the llama looks at them and says, okay, we're going to do it.
You.
Yeah. And it just, cool. It's, I never have met an animal that's like that, that just takes off. When they encounter something new, a lot of times, other animals just, they're not going to do it.
Right.
Where the llamas will look at your handler and take it, and take the trust and go with it.
Right.
But at the same time, I could take Haley's llama, and he probably wouldn't do anything for me. Mm-hmm. If I took him through a course, he'd probably look at me like, pass. I'm not doing that.
Oh, wow.
But for Haley, he will do anything. And same for Grace's llama. They learn their handler, and they learn to trust the handler, and you have that strong bond with them, and that's why they do it. It's not because they've been trained. There are some that will just do anything that are like bomb-proof little animals that don't care. But a lot of the time that they have that personality in there too. So you got to be able to work together and work past that and have that relationship where they're just going to do it because it's you, not just because they know they're supposed to.
That's amazing. So are there some upcoming events? I'm looking at, you have some upcoming events that you like to share with? The very next thing, if anybody wants to meet a llama and get their hands into the wool and feel how
soft and fuzzy it is going to be this Tuesday the 17th right here at the downtown branch, the public library. There's going to be 2 shows that day. They're programs. The library asked the Llama Lovers if we could get involved. We had gone out as a favor to a friend to Hessen Castle branch a while back, and when they found out downtown, they're like, can you do it for a lot of us? And so we did. And we went out. So far we've been to Little Turtle Branch, Shawnee Branch, and back to Hessen Castle Branch where you met us.
Yes.
And but the next one and the final one this year will be July 17th at 10:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. right here at the downtown branch. Not sure whether we'll be out on the plaza or whether we'll be able to come inside, which is another thing about llamas is we can actually do have them trained so that we can they can go outside before in the grass, and then we can bring them inside for about sometimes 2 hours, sometimes a little less. We have to kind of watch and see what our animals. As you bond with the animal, you kind of learn the little clues like, hey, they need to go back outside, and you make it for the door. But
Cool.
but we can actually bring them in. We've been to nursing homes where we've gone to the bedside. We've been in schools where they take them into the gym, and during a pep session or an instruction. There's just so many different things you can do, and we now have what they call therapy credentials, where your llamas have to meet certain metrics to be certified as therapy animals. And there are some of the shows we go to. They usually have evaluators in place so that we can bring our animals to them and go through some of these metrics that so they can see that, yes, we have our llamas trained, and then they'll issue those credentials.
Yeah, I even saw some of pictures of when you guys went to Hessen Castle of some of the kids reading to the llamas, and I thought that was pretty cool. It's like the therapy dogs that they bring here. They'll sit down and they're just so gentle animals that they're trained that the kids can sit and read to them. Yeah,
they actually Grace and Avatar are real good at for those kind of things. When they get Grace actually has Avatar trained to cush, which is where the llama pulls its feet underneath it and sits down on the ground.
Oh wow!
And he pretty well stays there until she says, "Okay, get up." And Haley is also working with Vincent on that as well, and that's part of the reason we're doing that. And that's not a natural behavior for the llama, but again, it falls back.
Oh, it is not?
Well, they do cush when they want to, but to train them by command to do that
and to stay there
and to stay. That's the challenge.
That's pretty cool.
And and they're both being very successful with it. It just tickles me. After that, the next opportunity.
Well, let me just ask you: will Vincent and Avatar be here next Tuesday? They will be. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna pop in. Okay.
Yeah.
There will be a couple other ones that also have learned how to lay down on command like that, and will be available for kids to read too.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next opportunity will be at the Allen County Fair. Out on Lima Road, or off of Lima Road on Carroll Road. This starts July 24th. The kids will be out. We will have multiple llamas out there, and the kids. It's their project, and this is the culmination of what they've learned through the 4-H season. And they will be out there all week. They have to present the animals. They have to do the public relations. They have to do. They will have to do a showmanship class. They will have to do 3 obstacle courses. And let's see, showmanship will be Thursday morning at the main show barn
at 9 a.m.
At 9 a.m. When are obstacles, guys?
Friday also at 9 a.m.
Okay, and
they'll go all day for obstacles.
Yeah, it takes a while. We have quite a few, but there are 5 different farms in Allen County that have kids that will be coming that will be bringing their llamas, and we'll all be under a tent. We have for the last 30 years we've been showing our llamas from off a sand lot covered by a tent, which we've taken issue with. It's a nice thing, and it really is a lot of fun to be at the fair and to do what we do for the public and for the kids to show what they've learned. But if a storm comes through, or in the middle of the night, something unusual is happening, a tent is not the safest place to be.
Right.
So we've been given permission by the fairgrounds to begin fundraising to build an actual barn in the same location.
Nice.
It's about a 5-year project, but we're going to have to raise well over $100,000 to complete that. And we're hoping to get lots of generous corporate sponsors and a generous public, and we're starting with that with this year's Allen County Fair. Kicking off the fundraising and things, trying to make sure that we can do this and have a safe place to be when we spend, because the kids have to actually take turns spending the night watching the llamas at the fairgrounds.
Right.
So it's
want them inside.
Yeah, being inside. Then if there's a storm comes through, we can close down the barn. We don't have to go running for cover, if you will.
But that's dedication. You say from the last 30 years, you've been dealing with the on the outside and intense. So
Yeah,
it's dedication.
Yeah, it's like I said to the fair board, how many years do we have to show you that we want to be here? I mean, 30 years we've been out here. And right now, everywhere you look, for us, it's kind of feels good as llama handlers. Everywhere you look in marketing, there's llamas being out. You can buy llama print this, llama print that, things we used to have to hunt high and low to find it. Now it's everywhere.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Anything else coming up?
After
Those are
that,
two really big
the 4-H season is pretty much over. We will be available if you want to call through the extension office.
Do you want to give that number?
Yeah, you can call out to the extension office at 481-6826 and ask for the youth extension agents. If you're interested in having llamas come to your event, they can put us in touch with you and see if we can coordinate it. I know at Christmas we will be at a couple different places doing live nativities, and being actually one of the places where just kind of the passive entertainment while you're waiting in line to go through their Christmas pageant as you walk through their church. The Allen County Fairgrounds will have their country Christmas. We will have animals there. To be part of in the show barn, where people can just come and observe and talk to the 4-H handlers about their llamas and what we do.
Very nice.
We would also like to encourage, again, you don't have to be on a farm to be part of a 4-H animal program. If you want to get involved, the next time, beginning first part of October, the website will open for people to sign up online, and that is at www.extension.purdue.edu/Allen, like the county. You can go online and you can look through and find your way into joining 4-H there. You can also call the extension office, 481-6826, and get information about how to sign up with different groups. And then coming up on October 6th from 1 to 4 at the Extension office on the Purdue University Fort Wayne's campus, there will be an expo, an Allen County 4-H expo, where you can come out, and if you're one of the first 100 kids, they've got T-shirts to give away for enrolling and paying your enrollment fees. And 4-H is not expensive. It's $25, Amanda?
I believe there's like a $25 fee to join and then there's a member fee, a club fee as well.
A club fee, yeah,
so
a fee at each club.
I believe it ends up being like about $35 per kid, approximately. It might change a little bit by next year, but typically it's not an expensive program, and that includes leasing an animal if you want to. So it's not like you have to pay.
That does include leasing the animal?
Yeah, you don't have to pay money to lease an animal if you're doing llamas.
That's a good teaching experience.
So you essentially get to do all of that for just $35.
Nice. So, Haley, can you tell us, and you can read it or you can tell us, why should a youth join 4-H?
You should join 4-H because you will make a lot new friends at like club meetings, which we have a few club meetings twice a week. That you can go on tours and trips to like different places, like to the libraries with the llamas and just all over the place. And you can also go to like 4-H camps and stuff like that. And then there's also the Allen County Fair, which you will be able to go to that too. You can also get scholarships, which I'm not sure which scholarships, but and you can learn new skills, like you can learn how to walk a llama and show a llama. You can strengthen your community, and you can explore the world by going to like a lot of llama shows and stuff. So,
And what about how does that impact your future?
it impacts our future by like helping us know how to do things, like showing llamas.
And coming on the radio and talking about it.
Yeah.
Huh? Is there a pledge that the 4-H club members has? You want to share that with us, Grace?
Yes. So our pledge, would you just like me to say it?
Can you?
Yes. I pledge my head to clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living for my club, my community, my country, and my world.
Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. So I want to give you each a final thought, or talk to me about what you see. What is your vision for the future and with your involvement with 4-H, each of you?
Personally,
Who are you?
I'm Amanda.
Okay.
Personally, what I'd like to see is our club has had ups and downs with how many kids we've had over the years, but I really would love to see our club continue to grow. And if we are able to potentially get this barn that we've got the approval for, that we're working to fundraise for, that's going to give us more space to have more animals at the fair and be able to have more opportunities to do different things. Right now, we're limited to just working outside. If we have space inside to work at the fair and do things, we might have other opportunities for different kinds of things to do at this fair, different shows, different activities that we can do with our youth, and hopefully bring more kids into the club.
Nice. Very nice. What about you, Miss Haley? What is your vision for the future? Where do you see yourself going with 4-H?
I could see myself showing llamas once I'm out of 4-H, and I also do hope there's some more kids that come into the club, and yeah.
Very nice. Thank you, sweetie. And what about you, visionary sir? What do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself going with 4-H for the future?
Again, it's about the kids. I would love to see more kids coming out leasing animals. Again, you don't have to live on a farm. Come out, join us. Join us and let us show you what we can do. Let us show you how to use what you've learned to apply to other aspects of your life as well. There's just so many things that can happen. We do, as Amanda said, we want to get this barn built. We want to have a space where we can take this program to be more of a year-round program right now, because so much of what we have to do is outdoors. When after the fair, everything kind of starts dying out, and then the weather gets cold, and there's not a lot we can really do outside because of the size of our animals. But if we had an indoor area where we can train and do this year-round, we can keep folks involved longer. I just see so much. I just want to continue with what we're doing and the positive impact that we're having with the kids we have now, and to add more kids to this so that they can, they can all fall into improving their family life, their community life, and be responsibly involved with something that matters.
Right. Very nice. Thank you. And Grace, where do you see yourself? What do you see for the future with 4-H and your involvement?
Well, I've got about 2-3 years left, and after that, I would like to continue being involved with llamas, and hopefully throughout college, I'll be able to stay involved, and I just want to do this as long as I can.
Nice. You guys are awesome. Did we cover everything? I want to make sure you've covered everything you want to talk about.
Yeah, I believe we have.
Awesome.
We've been focusing on llamas at the 4-H at the Allen County Fair. Again, starting.
But there's so much more. Huh?
There is. Just to give you, not just llamas. There's other species of animals out there: pigs, goats, sheep, chickens, turkeys, ducks, horses. If there's something you want to know about an animal, that is the place to go, because all the kids that are out there are typically 4-H. It's a 4-H fair, and all you have to do is talk to one of the kids in the barn and say, "Tell me about your cow," or "Tell me about your duck," and tell me what 4-H duck program's about. They will tell you.
So wait a second. So you can also lease the other animals to participate?
I'm not
Some of
sure
them?
of the details for all the
For the-
species, but
okay.
if somebody really wants to be involved in 4-H with if somebody just loves dairy cows and they want to show a Holstein, I'm sure we could find somebody somewhere that would say, okay, you can start with my little calf here, but you've got to stick with it.
Okay.
There's nothing about animals that's easy and doesn't take some determination and patience.
Okay.
These two can tell you all about that with training, but Haley and Grace can tell you. But just so the other attractions let me go on with the other attractions here at the fair. There's going to be a carnival, of course, all the rides and the attractions that come with a carnival that'll be opening. Sometimes it opens at 1 during the day. Sometimes it doesn't open until 5, runs through the evening. There's going to be free arts and craft projects for the kids with the Allen County Fair Queen and such at different times. There be multiple educational programs on everything from bees to quilting to whatever, those kind of things. They're having hot air balloons again, where they'll have a launch, and then after everybody gets back from the launch, wherever the winds take the hot air balloons, they'll set them back up again, and they'll do what's called evening glow, which is where the flames that heat the balloons air after dark lights them up from the inside. It's gorgeous, it's fun, and they just sit there, they just keep twinkling them on and off, and they do different patterns. I mean, they have those guys are those people, the guys, the balloon owners really know what they're doing. Friday evening of that week there'll be a fish fry dinner, pancake breakfast Saturday morning. Saturday evening, one of the new things is they're having street artists and buskers out. And this is all free after admission. Admission is just $5 a person. Kids 5 and under are free. Parking is free. It's out on Carroll Road, just off of Llama Road. You just go north out past Roller Dome and all those places. And
Could you give us a date and time again?
yeah, that's going to start July 24th and run through the weekend. We have to have animals all have to be in place by Tuesday. And from Tuesday the 24th through we will have through their competitions, we will have the obstacle courses out there. The kids will be practicing what's out there, and they'll be there to answer your questions and show you how we do this stuff. It's really an exhibition and a learning experience out at the Allen County Fairgrounds. I would also like to say if you would like to make donations to the Allen County Llama Lovers Barn Project, you can contact me at timothylpn@gmail.com. Please put Barn Fund in the subject line, or I won't know that it's something I need to pay attention to. And of course, you're always your best contact for anything 4-H is going to be out at the Allen County Extension Office, where there's Sam and Barb and a number of people out there that are youth extension agents. You can reach them at 260-481-6826, and they can answer your questions. We'd love to see everybody coming out Tuesday here at the downtown branch at 10:30 and 2:30. We'll take whatever time we need to make sure everybody gets get as much hands-on as they want, and get as much information as they want from the llama kids while they're here with their animals. And of course, the fair is always a great time.
It's okay. It sounds like a lot of fun. You guys have a final thought? Come on, Grace. I know you do.
Well, I guess my final thought would have to be I love llamas.
We all do.
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Haley?
I agree with Grace.
Okay. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. You're listening to Speak Now, jamming with my jazz at 95.7 FM WELT.